before I got into filmmaking and journalism and editing and producing and all that stuff, I actually drew comics. This is a look at one of mine, Agent 00 40 Ounce, who was one of my more ridiculous characters, and this was a lot of fun. So I haven't drawn in quite a few years. A parody of, you can probably guess what, one of my comics here. This is Bolfar, Hero of the Ninth Moon, which was a parody of He-Man, who got the power of the gods and turned into a muscle-bound warrior. Mass Media, which was a spoof on marketing campaigns, with Happy the Chain-Smoking Panda. So I thought it'd be fun to get back into comic book art, and the natural progression of that would be animation, which is where Wind Squid came from. Agent 00 40 Ounce in his first comic fought Dr. No Duels. It's them duking it out on a bridge there. There's some more pages from Agent 00 40 Ounce, where they send 0040 to his doom by launching him into a vat of non-alcoholic beer called No Duels. Anyway, these were a lot of fun. I haven't done this in a while. I produced a short animated series called Wind Squid, which is a parody of spaceship shooting games featuring a space-born heroic squid that shoots salmon out of beer cans, which is about as absurd as it sounds. And that was a lot of fun to make, but the problem with animation, as anybody who's ever tried to animate anything knows, is that it takes forever. So it's very difficult as just an artist trying to produce an animated series by yourself on any kind of regular basis, because if something takes 8-9 hours to produce just a 2 or 3 minute clip, that's somewhat impractical, especially if you have another job and a whole lot of other things going on. So what I'm going to try to do is bring back the character of Wind Squid, but expand upon him, the character, and the completely asinine universe in which he lives. And in order to do that, I'm going to attempt to bring it back as a hand-drawn comic merged with an animation in a more efficient manner. And also it should give me a chance to write it into a more, just expansive plot. I like the character of Wind Squid, and the whole concept of a squid that flies through space with heroic powers fighting evil is pretty ludicrous, but no less plausible than the Thundercats when you get down to it. And that's what's great about animation and comic books, is you can make completely insane storylines, and that's what I'm going to try to do with Wind Squid, as we expand him as an individual, as a character, as a sentient being, and bring him into his own universe, fighting evil, and you'll be along with me every step of the way as I actually try to create an entirely new style of hand-drawn animation mixed with video animation. At least by new style, I mean something new for me. I haven't tried to do this before. I'm going to redraw Wind Squid as a cartoon character, which should give me more flexibility to animate him, to give him expression, and to have him interact with other characters. So let's start and just see where this goes. You can comment and let me know what you think, what works and what doesn't work. Alright, how does Wind Squid translate to a hand-drawn figure? Well, he's got the big googly eyes. This is the first time I've tried this, by the way. So I'm going to be thinking out loud. So we want him to have like kind of that googly, goofy-eyed look to him. Not entirely sure. So squids are kind of, like that weird, like shape, like that. And you can give them two eyes. You obviously want them to have two eyes. And you gotta do something to give them expression. And most expression is done through the eyes. Tentacles. Now, squids have, I think 8 tentacles and then 2 longer ones. Just rough out how this would work. You got the 2 longer ones, of course, that were like flyaways. Well, that's pretty bad, but that's what the eraser is for. Whatever the end result of this is, if this actually works and I start drawing Wind Squid, it probably won't look exactly like this, so. Never actually tried to draw a squid, believe it or not. But who has? How many people have? So we got a bunch of tentacles there. See, that's going to be tough. I'm not sure I like that because the tentacles are always going to be covering his body, so it'd be very, even if you added little arms to him, it'd be very difficult to animate them like that. So I'm going to do away with that. Let's try just flipping the paper around. Try something much smaller. We just really want to get... okay. So Wind Squid has a rocket on his back, right? So why don't we start with that? Just do like a little Buck Rogers style rocket or something. And, how would a squid sit? Like that. You give him like little feet. I think if he had some kind of spacesuit with hoses coming out of it, that might be kind of neat. Looks like a combination of Opus and Zoidberg. I'm not happy with that yet, but let's try something else. Last. It's really, this is the part that I'm going to have to show the most if I decide to do this, because this is where his expressions will be. Actually, the animated one had like really big bags around his eyes, which might be able to use those to actually bring some emotion to the character. Very short little guy. I think that'll be what's kind of funny, because I want to bring him into, a cartoony look. So we'll make him pretty small. Hook up these hoses to the side of his mask. So he's got like a little breathing apparatus which serves as his nose. Not entirely sure if I like the helmet yet, but I think that's heading in the right direction. Got the missile back there. Okay. And work on a design for his outfit later. And his feet later. I don't want to do his feet just yet. Let's get this other stuff out of the way before we start worrying about his feet. Alright, well, that's the beginnings of the Wind Squid character. I know it needs some improvement. That's the first draft in pencil. So we got a rocket on there. He's got his that's right, 8 arms and 2 tentacles. That's what squids have. Forgot how that was phrased. 8 arms and 2 tentacles of spaceborne destruction from Wind Squid. Alright, well, I guess that's the beginnings, and you'll be able to follow the process of bringing Wind Squid to life. I guess I'll call this Project Wind Squid, because I can. And there you go. So, of course, thanks to all you guys for watching, and thanks to everybody around the world for supporting the Classic Game Room, if you've been watching that show. And CGR will continue, and they'll try some other things here, like bringing Wind Squid back to life.